Up next on the day beer review, we're going to be looking at O'Hara's Irish Stout Nitro. This is craft brewed in Ireland and it comes in at 4.3% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to the day beer review. And this week we are looking at O'Hara's Irish Stout Nitro. It is a Nitro Stout brewed in Ireland. It says craft brewed in Ireland. It says chill, pull, pour, pause, and enjoy. Now, there is a QR code on the side of this can, and I tried to scan it, and I got nothing but a web page that said your account is deleted. So I am not going any further with that. This is a Nitro Stout, so I should open this, and we should hear the widget. And then I'm gonna pour it in and we'll see how it goes. This also has a best of date. It's best by the 28th of September 2024. Today is early March-ish. So when I look at this, the beer is good to go. It's relatively fresh, especially for an import. So let's crack it open. Let's see if we can hear that widget. And I'm gonna actually hold it clear up to the mic. Oh yeah, that widget was pretty pronounced there, and some bubbles out of the can. Now I'm using my Guinness glass, so let's see. Normally these do pour pretty hard, so I'm pouring it, and almost like pouring a Guinness. A lot of that foam, and I'm hoping the camera can pick it up. A lot of that cascade that you get as the beer sort of settles down and as the foam sort of dissipates a little bit. So we'll let this sit for just a second. Now it does say, and yeah, the widget's connected to the bottom, craft brewed in Ireland, chill, pull, pour, pause. So I guess we've chilled, we pulled the cap, we poured it, now we're pausing and waiting, and it is sort of settling down a little bit more. I do love the way that sort of like undulates in there. Pretty cool. And this poured a dark, when it settles, dark black beer, tannish head as it goes up, very light, sort of creamy top on this. Like I said, it pours very similar to a Guinness. I'm not sure if it's going to taste like a Guinness. I am a fan of Guinness, by the way. I always have been. And this is 4.3% ABV, and it is a 440 ml can. I think I got this at Total Wine, and I'm pretty sure it was relatively inexpensive, like maybe $4 a can, something like that, maybe $3. But it was nothing that broke the bank, and I had never tried it before, so I figured, let's try it on the channel. Let's check the nose. And again, really, really nice presentation on the head of this one. Jet black beer down the bottom, coming up to that really nice creamy head. A lot of roastiness here. I'm getting some coffee as well. Like a really dark roasted coffee, almost like, I almost want to say like not a super heavy, but definitely an espresso aroma there. Really enjoyable nose, but like what's overwhelming is that sort of roastiness that you would expect from a base stout. And again, that roastiness to me, and at least I feel like that roastiness is almost always indicative of like coffee. So, I could sit here and enjoy the nose the whole time. Let's see how it drinks. Creamy mouthfeel. And I'm getting a nice roasty stout flavor to this. Front of the tongue, it's sort of that malty, flavor that you get with a base stout. And then as you swallow towards the back, as you're just about to swallow it, there's sort of this burst of a darker flavor that I associate with espresso, to be honest with you. The mouthfeel on this is very nice. This is a very easy drinking beer. There's no overwhelming bitterness to this. It is creamy smooth. It's almost like drinking sort of a milkshake. And I'll tell you something else, the low ABV, I'm always worried about that. I feel like the alcohol really does bring out the flavor when it's done well. You know, this is 4.3, so this is a really low ABV type of beer, but it's a very enjoyable beer. I could see having a few of these with a meal, and there is that sort of nice coffee flavor that you get there. Now, there's a good amount of flavor to this. That roast is really there. That coffee is really there. And it is just, this is a pleasure to drink, to be honest. You know, the big question when I buy this again, definitely. You know, is it the greatest stout I've ever had in my life? It's not. Is it very good? It's good. It's really, really good. And what's more important is it's really accessible. You know, I remember in college, whenever somebody heard you were drinking a Guinness, they were like, oh my God, that's so heavy. Meanwhile, the Guinness was, you know, like 4.2% ABV, which, you know, was actually less alcohol than like the Bud Light or the Amstel that the other people were drinking. This reminds me of that. Like, this puts on a very impressive show of being, you know, like dark and sort of scary. But if you were to give this to somebody who's not a stout drinker, I think they would find this very accessible because it is a nice full-bodied stout. You get all of that good roasty flavor, and right on the back end, especially if you're a coffee drinker, you're going to pick up this nice but not overwhelming espresso flavor that sort of ties the whole package together. The carbonation is not overwhelming here. It's enough to make the mouth feel nice and smooth. In fact, this is one of the smoothest beers I've had as far as nitro stouts go. And it works really well together. Again, am I comparing this to, let's say, a barrel-aged stout? No, it's nothing like that. What it is an easily accessible stout that I think anybody, even somebody who's not a dedicated stout drinker, would really be able to drink and appreciate and enjoy. So again, this is O'Hara's Irish Stout Nitro, craft brewed in Ireland. Again, they have the little mantra on the bottom that says chill, pull, pour, and pause. Oh, and there's some stuff written on the top. It says smooth and creamy. Yes, it is. Dry Irish stout with a robust roast flavor and dry espresso-like finish. Yeah, you know what? Everything on the can here, absolutely true. The only thing I would add is that this is really, really accessible. Now, I'm lucky enough that in a couple months, I'm going to be going to Ireland. And this is one of those beers that I'm going to put on the list that I want to see if I can find on tap somewhere and see how it is. Now, I am bringing a small camera with me, so I plan to do a couple of beer reviews while I'm over there as well. They probably won't get published till I get back, but I think it'll be really interesting to see how some of these beers that I've tried as imports measure up while I'm in Ireland. And, you know, of course, I'm going to try a Guinness, see how Guinness is from the can here, see how it is off the tap there. So I'm sort of interested to see how much the trip sort of screws things up when it comes to importing a beer. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, throw a comment down below. If you've had O'Hara's Irish Stout, love to hear any feedback you have. If you've had it on tap, particularly if you had it over, you know, across the Atlantic in Ireland, I'd love to know what to expect from when I get over there sometime in April. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I will see you next time. I'm going to sit back, have the rest of this one. This is an easy drinking beer, so I actually don't see this lasting the whole night, but I'm going to sit back, enjoy it, and I will see you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. Cheers.